Hey, so today's video we're going to talk about how to get started fast in real estate, how to get yourself super quick money, and how to build a strong foundation. However, before we begin, click our button below for subscribing and click the notification bell and you'll be notified of all future content. So I believe real estate schools are great about teaching you law and theory, but not so great about teaching you how to actually run a business. I think that's where most agents fail. Is they're like, yay, pass the test, super excited. Maybe it took you one time, maybe it took you 5 times. Just like college, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to go land a job and that you're going to be successful and all of those things. So I think that's really where the process is broken, if I'm honest. I think there should be some more mentoring, some more required internships, things like that, but that's another topic for another day. Low barrier of entry causes a lot of turn in the business because I think people just don't know what they're supposed to know, or they just don't have the knowledge about what it takes to be successful in this business. However, that's another topic for another day. So today I want to talk a lot about how to get started fast. I mean, that's really the most critical part. So I'm going to tell you, be ready. It's not long term. However, be ready to work 8 to 10 hour days. Be ready to work 5 to 7 days a week, just depending on what you're trying to achieve. It's trying to get something started fast. So fast usually means extra effort, extra momentum has to be put in to be able to get there. So more energy, more time put in is going to be a requirement. So that's the number one thing. Get ready. It's not a part-time job in my opinion, not if you want to get off and running fast. So the first thing that I would do obviously is balance the amount of training that maybe your brokerage is offering you. Yes, you need that. However, if you spend 8 hours a day in training for 6 months and you're not actually procuring business, you're going to be broke and you're going to be out of the business. So the first thing I would do is balance the amount of training with actual activities that are going to produce opportunities for you to find a client. The second thing that I would do, I would go ahead and create a spreadsheet. Start putting down at least 100 to 200 names of people that you know. That shouldn't be that hard. I have a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm new to an area, or I don't know 200 people. I'm like, cool, open up your phone right now, hit your address book, and let me see. Oh, look at this, contacts, 1,822. Cool, I'm pretty much sure you can get 200 people out of that, right? So that's time, but that's not the sexy thing. A lot of people want to go right into the sexy thing of showing homes and writing contracts and all of those things. You've got to start with the basics. So the basics is create a database. I don't care. A lot of people are going to try to sell you all these database products. Who cares right now? Put it in a spreadsheet. Something you can track the contact, you can put their name in, their address in. That's going to take you some time. That's not a quick, simple process. Maybe you work on that for 2 hours a day for 5 days and you probably have it done, right? Get started there. Balance the rest of your day with maybe some training, learning how to do the contracts, learning how to lead generate a little bit. So then the second thing I would do is actually start diving into some scripts. So learning what to say, when to say, and how to say it is a lot easier than just making it up on the fly. If you sound more confident, self-confidence is really critical in this business. If you come off as kind of weak-hearted or indecisive or a little bit nervousy in your conversation, people are going to read it. You're helping them with one of their largest financial assets that are out there. So of course, if you're not confident what you do, that's going to come across and they're going to be leaving that meeting feeling like you're not confident, therefore they're not confident. So learning what to say, when to say it, and how to say it is critical. Have a role play partner, find somebody that's a mentor, something like that can give you maybe a half hour to an hour a day and just practice the script. The first script that I would work on is, hey, I'm calling my database. I just want to let you know, I'm super excited. I just took a new position as a business owner of a real estate company, because it really is a company. You are running your own business. And I just wanted to reach out to you and let you know. Pretty simple. All you're doing is trying to plant the seed. Here's the problem. People won't either do that or they don't follow step number 2 in that process, which we'll talk about in a minute. Nobody remembers you after one phone call. They don't remember you're a real estate agent. You're in your mind that you think that they'll know that because you know it. That's what you're doing every day. However, how many people have come up to you and told you something that a week later you're like, oh man, I can't remember. I think they started a new job somewhere, or I don't know, something happened and I just don't remember exactly what it is. We don't remember after one time of talking to them. So we're gonna set up a plan to have a conversation with them ever so often, and we'll talk about that throughout this video. The next thing I would do is go ahead and create a Facebook page. That's how we got our business started. We can get into a business page, personal page, ads, non-ads, all that stuff. I would just keep it very simple. Use your personal profile and go in and find people. So if you have a good friend that lives in the area, you probably have common like friends that might not be on your Facebook page. So go in, if they don't have it blocked, and find out who are similar friends in their group that knows this person over here that you know, and go ahead and start friending those people. I don't care that you don't know them. Don't overthink it. All you're trying to do is use this potential personal profile, again, you got to be comfortable with that, as sort of a marketing tool for you. It's free advertising. If you can get that built up to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 quote unquote friends, you've now just increased your audience for marketing by a lot, and it's basically cost you nothing. So we can get in later on some other things about what to post, when to post, how to post. You can over analyze everything. All I'm asking you to do today is just get started. Don't overthink it. Too many people overthink it. Well, what if I do this wrong and I don't know how to do this? Just go do it, right? You'll learn through that process on what to do and what not to do. In the meantime, you'll be getting some other tips and techniques from some other people that you can obviously put into that system or that model as you decide to go forward and do it. So again, create a Facebook, either a personal page and or a business page. Business page are good because you can run some boosted posts and stuff on that, but I wouldn't overcomplicate all that, honestly. I'd probably create a business page, not so much for anything other than just having some more brand awareness out there when people search on your name. The next thing that I would go ahead and do is create a Google business page. Create a Google business page pretty quickly. That's going to require you to go in and put the address, and if you have, like, you're at a brokerage where there's a bunch of other agents and they already have Google business pages there, there's ways around that. You can always put that you're like Keller Williams or EXP or Remax at 123 Main Street, and just put like suite number 3. Right? The mailman's still going to probably deliver it, even though it might not be a suite number 3, but that should give you the uniqueness you need to be able to get Google to recognize you as part of that business. Once you have that information, they're going to send you like a little PIN code. They're going to mail it to your business address that you put on there, and then you basically put that PIN in and create your Google business page. Why is that important? Because people want reviews. They want to see you. They want to know that you are an expert in what you do. They want to know, validate you. They're going to probably look at Zillow. They're going to probably look at Google business pages, or the Google business page for reviews. They're going to look at Facebook for you. That's what people do. If they don't really know who you are, that's what they're going to do. So what I then do now is I go on Facebook, and if I have a business page, this is where a business page would be helpful for you, is I go in and try to get a bunch of friends and family to go in and give me some reviews. It doesn't have to say like, oh, he bought or helped me buy or sell a house, if that's not true, but they can validate your character. Like, love this guy, been friends with him for 20 years, he can give you the shirt off his back, he's a great leader, whatever. Just build up some characteristic traits about you, and over time, you'll be able to now have multiple reviews in there that get pushed down to the bottom, and then your new buyers and sellers leaving you reviews will come up on top of that. So now you look like you have 10 5-star reviews, of which maybe 7 of them are just characteristic reviews of you, and 3 of them are actual buyers and sellers. So again, just know that's a huge tip, is in today's society, they are Googling Mike Nelson, Firestone, Colorado, if they don't know who I am, and they're trying to find anything and everything about me. They're gonna do the behind the scenes research on me that they're not maybe gonna ask me those questions up front. With that, obviously you have to be careful on what you post on social media. Some are in the school of thought that there's riches and niches, which there totally is, but some are in that theory of I want to be uber conservative and post a bunch of conservative stuff on my page. Others maybe on the other side, very liberal. I've seen it work successfully, and I've seen it also cause a lot of chaos, stress, and drama. So that's up to you on that point, but I typically say stay neutral on anything you post on social media. I wouldn't post yourself running around streaking down Las Vegas Boulevard Boulevard on a Facebook Live or anything like that, because you're embarrassing yourself and your reputation as a business owner. You have to be willing to trade that off if you're going to do a Facebook profile page that's more around business. Now, yes, you're still going to mix in babies and dogs and photos and things about the family, so it's not just all business. However, it needs to have the intentionality of business as you post things on there. All right, cool. Once you kind of have that Facebook page, once you have the Google Business Reviews page, the Google Business Reviews are a little more complicated because they are a little bit more qualifiable reviews. You can't necessarily just send that out to anybody. You can, all right, you can. However, you might get a few more that are just ghosted, like they don't actually post, because they're seeing that maybe people are posting characteristic things as opposed to a buyer or a seller posting on there. However, I'd still encourage you. I think our team did that, and we went from 50 reviews to like 90 reviews or something like that on our Google business page, just by going out to all of our friends and family and having them post things on there. I would say probably we got maybe 75 more reviews, and about 40 of those or 50 of those might have posted, if you will. So I encourage you to go do that, because again, it's going to make you show some relevance that you're a business owner and not just a part-time real estate agent flying by the seat of their pants. The more people can Google your name and find information about you, the more credibility you have. So once I have my database, once I have my Facebook page, once I have my Google review, once I've called my database, now I'm going to move into following up with those first people that I called. And maybe this is like a month later, maybe it's a little bit shorter than that, but I just want to stay in touch with those people, and I don't have to call them again and go, hey, remember when I called you last month and told you I was a real estate agent? I call in and just have a value-driven conversation, like, hey, just wanted to check in on you. How's your family? I saw on Facebook that you just became a grandparent or whatever. Congratulations. You're just building those relationships. That's all you're doing. Just build those relationships, and they're going to build that rapport with you, and all of a sudden they're going to have a real estate need because they're seeing your posts on Facebook about other real estate stuff, like, hey, I'm at an open house. Hey, I'm out showing buyers. Hey, I'm out in a class learning more about real estate. Whatever it is, that's how you go from having to call them all the time to remember you, to calling them sometimes and then seeing you on Facebook and some other things like that. Now you're planting that plethora, if you will, of seeds in their mind, and you're really only having to do one or two things. So the consistency is what I usually find real estate agents are not great at, is they'll post on one day and then won't post for like 6 days, and then they'll post like 3 things. I'm gonna encourage you to post something 2 to 4 times a day with a mixture of personal and business related stuff. It's great to post cats and dogs and all that stuff, but that doesn't really ever tell people you're in real estate. But yet if you bombard them with nothing but real estate, then they tend to tune out your channel. You do want them to engage in your content, so you do want them to click the likes buttons, and you want them to put some comments on there. So sometimes I'll run games like Denver Broncos are playing this week. I got a $25 gift card for the person that picks the winner and closest final score, right? Whatever it is. Now I'm getting a lot of engagement. It's because people want a $25 gift card or a $5. People don't care, right? Give them a $5 Starbucks card. They still like to get something for free. You don't have to break the bank. All right, I think that's kind of like the fast and the short of it. The quick start is exactly what we just talked about. And I think the last things that I would do is, if you're able to do that with permission, I post other agents' listings on my Facebook page, but I give them a credit, right? Like, hey, if Mike has a listing and this new agent wants to post on there, listing by Mike Nelson and his team, if you're interested or you know of a buyer for it, please let me know. I don't think there's any problems with that, right? I know my brokerages in the past have not had an issue with it, and I don't believe our Department of Regulations has any issues with that. However, again, check with your managing broker, because I know sometimes company policies will not allow you to do that. And in some states, they won't allow you to do that either. However, I'm a big advocate of just giving credit where credit is due. And I will take my friend's listing if I need it and go, hey, I'm hosting an open house, or I'm gonna post on there, hey, we have Joe Blow has a listing and we're looking for a buyer for it. Because what that does is it plants the seed. People don't remember that that's somebody else's listing. They remember Mike posted something about a house, so it must have been his listing. Even though you're not telling them that, and you don't want it perceived that way necessarily, that's how it works. So you post 6 or 7 or 8 of those over a few week period. and all of a sudden people are like, man, you are really busy in real estate. You may not have sold a house. You're not telling them that's your house, so you're not doing anything unethical. It's just the way sometimes they perceive it is, oh my gosh, he's posting a lot of stuff, open houses, he's showing houses, he's attending classes. All these things are true and happening, and they get this sense of, man, you're really killing it in real estate. And maybe you are, maybe you aren't. That's not the point. The point is you're planting the seed in them that you're a real estate agent. All right, that is kind of the gist of it. Usually the only other tweak I might do with that is the first 30 days in that, I would go ahead and run 2 to 4 open houses a week. So get out, reach out into your local brokerage and see who has listings that you can run open houses for. Learn as much as you can about open houses. That's a whole nother video that we could do on how to do the best open houses possible, but get started there. If you're making 100 dials a day, making 20 contacts a day, running 4 open houses, those are just some simple, quick, easy tactics that will get you out of the gate fast. Once you're kind of done with that, the only other thing I do a lot of times is I might write a handwritten card for anybody that I've been able to talk to. So if I was calling through my database and I got 20 people to answer at the end of the day or the first thing in the morning, I might handwrite each one of them a card with their address and go, hey, just wanted to let you know it was great having a conversation with you. I took notes that obviously I don't tell them that, but behind the scenes I had taken notes of a little bit of the conversation, like, hey, we're going to California in a month. We're super excited to take a vacation to Disneyland. So I might write in there something personal, like, hey, hope you have fun next month in Disneyland. Super jealous, wish we could go, right? Whatever, right? Put something in there that's personally tied to that conversation. You're building rapport by doing that. Once you kind of do that, that's kind of where I leave it for 30 days, and then we can pick up a video on the next 30 days. However, if you do those actions, you will gain more traction than most real estate agents that come in and don't really have a clue what to do. Hope that video was helpful for you today. Click the subscribe button below, the notification bell, put in any comments that you feel like I was off track there. Anything else you would do, things you'd probably suggest that you wouldn't do based on what I said. But feel free to put any comments down below, and we'll see you on the next video.